London dry gin. Doesn't really get much more English than that, does it? Now, when you think of spirits and you think of countries, if you think of Scotland, you've got whiskey, single malt, Scottish all day long. The French, you've got brandy. The Italians have limoncello. And the English, we've got gin. Now, the only problem is gin's not really English. In fact, gin was invented in India some 200 odd years ago. British first arrived in India. They loved the weather, decided they want to hang around a bit more. But what they didn't love so much was the malaria, and they need to do something about that. So the local remedy they used to use, which was quinine, and they would mix that with water and drink that, and that would help to stave off the malaria. And actually, if you buy tonic water now from the supermarket, that's effectively what it is. It's a carbonated water with a touch of quinine in it. Now, the only problem was back in those days, the amount of quinine you had to drink was quite substantial. Way, way, way stronger than what you get in tonic water these days. But the problem is quinine is really, really bitter. It's horrible. So they weren't really fans of drinking it. So to make it more palatable, they decided, right, what we're going to do is we're going to make a bit of a home brew, a bit of a moonshine. So they gathered up some local botanicals, things like coriander seeds, juniper berries, and any other bits and pieces they could get their hands on, and made a bit of a moonshine to drink with their quinine water. And that moonshine was effectively this stuff, gin. And they liked it so much, they brought it back to England with them and have been distilling it here ever since. Now, you're probably wondering, what the hell does gin have to do with chicken tikka masala? Well, it turns out, a couple of hundred years after the invention of gin, history kind of repeats itself, because although you'll find chicken tikka masala in pretty much every Indian restaurant up and down this country, it's not Indian. It's not Indian at all. In fact, chicken tikka masala was invented in the UK. Now, some people say it was invented in Birmingham, some say it was invented in London, some people say it was invented in Glasgow. Don't really know. But what we do know, it was invented in the UK. If you'd gone to India 20 years ago and said to somebody, right, I want to go into a restaurant and want a chicken tikka masala, they would have no idea what you're talking about. It wasn't a thing there. But oddly enough, like the gin that was invented in India being exported back to the UK, we've now taken chicken tikka masala, a British dish, and exported it over to India. Now, the great thing about chicken tikka masala is it's a fantastic stepping stone for people who perhaps haven't been used to having spicy food, want to try something a little bit kind of more flavorful, with a bit more heat to it than something like, say, a chicken korma, which is effectively just sweet and creamy. So it's a great dish for someone just to kind of go up that next level. You've got a smooth creaminess, you've got a little bit of heat from the chilies and the ginger and the spices. You've got a kind of smoky flavor from things like paprika and the tikka that you're gonna cook in either barbecue or an oven. Packed full of flavor, but it's not gonna kind of give you the heat, the kind of the chili sweats, and it's not gonna make your tongue burn. So it's the most popular dish in the UK. Anyway, that's enough of a history lesson. Let's go make some. Okay, let's talk ingredients. So we're gonna need some chicken, obviously. I've got a mixture of thighs and chicken breast in here. You can use just chicken breast if you like, but I feel that the thighs add a lot more flavor, especially if you leave the bone in. We're actually gonna be using the bones in this recipe, so if you can get the thighs, it's even better. We're gonna need some spices. So we've got smoked paprika, we've got turmeric, garam masala, tandoori masala, cumin seeds, and some dried fenugreek leaves. You can get these spices pretty much in most supermarkets these days, or your local Asian grocer. If there's anything that you can't get a hold of, then I guess leave it out. But if you can get a hold of all these, please do. We're going to need some aromatics. So 3 medium onions, a little knob of fresh ginger, some fresh garlic, a few little green chilies, depending on how spicy you like it. And we're going to need 1 tin of tinned tomatoes, some double cream or creme fraiche. I've got creme fraiche here. And then some butter ghee. This is like a clarified butter, but if you don't want to use that, you can use olive oil or any kind of oil. Ghee is more traditional, adds a bit more flavor. And then to garnish, we're going to need some spring onions and some fresh coriander. And that's it. Let's start by prepping our chicken thighs. Using a cloth, grab hold of the skin and just pull. It should come away pretty easily. Next, using a sharp knife, trim away any excess fat. Remove the thigh bone, make an incision on either side of the bone. Then carefully run your knife on the underside of the bone, lift the bone up and cut straight down. Easy peasy. Do the same for all the thighs and put them into a mixing bowl. If you're using breast, slice that into 6 even pieces and add to the bowl. Then add 1 tablespoon of oil, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of tandoori masala, and a teaspoon of salt. Then using your hands, give everything a really good mix so that all the chicken is evenly coated in all the spices. Once it's mixed, either pop on a lid or cover with cling film and put it in the fridge to marinate. Ideally overnight, but if you haven't got time, then about an hour will do, which is how long it will take to prep our sauce. To make the sauce, start by peeling and slicing the onions. They don't have to be particularly thin, as we're going to blend our sauce later anyway. Put a heavy bottom pot onto a medium to high heat and add 1 tablespoon of either ghee or oil. Give that about 3 or 4 minutes to come up to temperature. Next, add a tablespoon of cumin seeds, followed by the sliced onions, and then the thigh bones. Give everything a good mix. While the onions are cooking, take 4 peeled garlic cloves, a couple of green chilies, or more if you like it spicier, and a cube of peeled ginger, and whiz them up in a mini blender. After about 10 minutes of cooking, the onions should be starting to turn a nice golden brown colour. So now is the time to add in our garlic, chilli and ginger mix. Give that a good mix and cook for about 6 or 7 minutes, stirring frequently so the ginger doesn't catch the bottom of the pot. After 6 or 7 minutes, add in 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of garam masala, 1.5 teaspoons of tandoori masala, half a teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 tablespoon of dried fenugreek, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Give it all a good mix and cook for about 30 seconds to get rid of the grainy texture of the spices. Then add your tinned tomatoes. Pop on the lid and turn the heat down to a low simmer and let that cook for about 25 minutes. Check it occasionally just to make sure it's not burning. After 25 minutes, add in half a can of boiling water. Stir and cook for a further 25 minutes on a low heat with the lid on. So after a total cooking time of 50 minutes, turn off the heat, take off the lid and let the mixture cool down for a few minutes before removing all the bones. Once the mixture's cooled a little, put it into a food mixer or blender along with half a glass of cold water and blend. You You should end up with a smooth, creamy mixture like this. Put the mixture back into the pot. At this point, you can take some of the mixture out and put it into the fridge or freezer to use another time. I'm taking out half as there's only 2 of us eating. You can actually make a larger quantity and freeze it in containers. You can cook this straight from frozen, so it's a great dish to have on hand on nights when you don't want to cook from scratch. To finish our chicken tikka masala, take the chicken out of the fridge, turn on your grill to its highest setting. Cover a baking tray with foil. And cook the chicken on high heat for about 3 minutes either side. You want to cook the chicken only partially under the grill, as we're going to finish the cooking in the sauce. While the chicken's under the grill, bring your sauce back up to a simmer and add in your double cream or creme fraiche. How much you add depends on your preference. If you like it spicier, add a bit less. If you want the final dish a bit milder, add a bit more. I'm adding a tablespoon of creme fraiche. Take your chicken out from under the grill and add it to the sauce. Pop on the lid and cook for about 6 minutes on medium heat. After 6 minutes, turn off the heat and add chopped coriander and spring onions to garnish, or leave them out depending on your preference. Serve with either steamed pilau rice or Indian bread of your choice. Okay, now for the ultimate taste test. You gonna try it for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on then. Tell me what you think.
The first I'm gonna do the chicken.
Okay, we'll take a bit of chicken. Take a small piece. There we go. How was that?
That's good.
Good? Yeah? What about the sauce? You want to do a little bit of sauce?
Yeah.
Here, just try it with the spoon.
No, I want to word.
Okay, go on then.
I need sauce with roti, so.
Try a bit of the sauce.
So good.
What do you reckon? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up? Happy with that? Thank you for watching. Please have a go at home yourselves. Let me know how you get on in the comments. If you enjoyed watching, please hit the like button and subscribe for any future videos. And I'll see you next time.